Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Big Finish Torchwood main range review. In today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the September 2021 release, which is of course Curios, as written by James Goss once again. This release does of course feature Murray Melvin as Billis Manger, a character which has appeared a number of times throughout the Torchwood main range, as well as within Aliens Among Us. This release is available to order now from the Big Finish website. The physical CD is £10.99 and the download is £8.99. This release can also be purchased as a part of a bundle along with the recent Torchwood releases, and there is of course also a trailer which can be listened to. Torchwood Curios is all about archiving, and that got me thinking. The Big Finish catalogue is such an immense collection of audio that there will be very few people who have heard every single release. There are so many mysterious entries, recordings and gems hidden away, very much like the Torchwood archive. The archive has been hidden away in a disused mineshaft for the duration of the World War, along with exhibits and paintings from famous English galleries and collections. The artworks are of huge significance to the English Empire, and like any organisation, Torchwood exhibits and unusual things also need to be hidden away from enemy hands. I've listened to all of the previous Billis Manger releases as a part of the main range, however I've never got around to reviewing those releases for many different reasons. This review is finally time for me to show appreciation for Murray Melvin's brilliant performance. He's sly, mysterious, but also incredibly eerie. Every single line Murray performs has a sense of threat, but simultaneously warmth in there as well. He's without a doubt a deadly character, and the previous releases are perfect showcases of that, but Curios does something different. The setting of this story is very isolating. We're basically in a mine in the middle of presumably a Welsh countryside with only a local village nearby, as if you were entering the lair of Billis himself. The beautiful thing about Murray Melvin's performance as Billis is that you kind of get misled throughout. I think that at the very beginning of this story, or at least within the first half, you start to think you know where the episode is going as a listener. You start to realise where the journey or the path the story is going down for Jill Anderson as well. However, throughout the second half of the story, that rug of illusion kind of gets pulled away, and then you get to reveal the true plot itself, and all the way throughout, Billis seems to be a character that simultaneously knows exactly what he is doing, but also has absolutely no idea what he is doing at the same time. He's a character that certainly stands out as being one of Torchwood's best. I know that he appears within the TV show maybe once or twice, and rather interestingly, my memories of this character actually rely mostly on Big Finish audio dramas. I only really recall his TV stories, having rewatched them recently, so my first experience really of the character in actual memory is for audio drama, and I think that his voice actually works very well within the format because you don't have the visuals, you don't have the character, you don't have him actually stood there. Instead you are just listening to his voice and his well-paced execution of each and every line, and that in itself makes him really sinister. Rosie Baker portrays Jill Anderson, who has been sent and tasked with the job of cataloguing the Torchwood archive. For the most part, it's all the unusual alien-looking things go to Torchwood, and the rest of the more normal-looking stuff goes to the English museums. She's a brilliant character, and James Goss does a great job of pulling back the layers of her personality throughout the narrative. It's admittedly one of those stories where you get 20 minutes in and think, I'm unsure where this story is going or what route this episode is going down, but I think that that is one of the captivating production choices when it comes to the Billis Manger stories, and simply makes them so intriguing. The relationship that forms between Billis and Jill is one of almost friendship. Without revealing too much, it's great hearing Billis having a much more hands-on approach, as opposed to being a character who kind of lurks in the background influencing events. It's interesting actually seeing him interact with somebody who isn't a Torchwood member and is simply an everyday human. Additional worthy mention goes to the characters of Wilf and Brent, who maintain the mineshaft's entrance. They are miserable, horrible male characters, and when accompanied by the haunting, darker themes of this episode, really summarise the grimness of this story overall. Curios will not be a story for everyone, and I think that is the beauty of the Torchwood main range. Each story won't suit everybody's tastes, but there will be a story out there that will. What this release does offer, however, is some continued excellent development for Billis and a commentary on human interaction. At times this episode can be dark, haunting and spooky, especially with eerie characters the likes of Billis at the helm. However, it's a perfect story to listen to on a grim winter's evening, whilst also digging into a bit of Torchwood's historical presence during the wars. One of the best ways that I can describe this story without revealing too much is take a look at the cover art. It looks like a spooky Torchwood episode, possibly set within a haunted house, and perhaps there's an alien hidden within a painting or something like that. However, this episode is much more than that. The characters that you witness throughout this story, you kind of become close to. You don't want them to fall into danger. And more importantly, you don't quite know what is going to happen next. I felt myself getting involved within this story, trying to piece together what was going on, and inevitably by the very end, I was wrong. However, the conclusion of the episode is really fitting. The overall production of this story is, as always, of such a high quality. The music is atmospheric and grabs your attention when intended, and the plot simmers slowly, yet delivers a satisfying conclusion, and overall continues to expand the Torchwood canon, as we've seen done so well recently with some of the recent main range releases. I think that in particular should be praised in the times of the pandemic. Regardless of what's been going on in the outside world, this range has continued to produce excellent dramas throughout lockdowns on a monthly basis without fail. Torchwood Soho, with recent releases the likes of Madam I'm, has been developed, and we've even seen Torchwood stories delving into space with Empire of Shadows. In fact, this episode and Empire of Shadows are two stories that complement each other excellently, representing the archive as it once was historically and how it is in the depths of space in the far, far future. In summary, more Billis, please. So thank you very much for watching this review. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do of course stay tuned on the Host Productions for regular Doctor Who content. And on that note, I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.